Okay, ladies and gentlemen, back with our last Khans of Tarkir set review for green, and we're gonna kick it off with a multi-format All-Star Hardened Chaos. So it's a one mana enchantment. If one or more +1/+1 counters will be put on a creature you control, that many +1/+1/+1 counters are put on it instead. So yeah, so in limited, that might not be good enough because like, do you have like 10-ish cards in your deck which puts +1/+1 counters? Because that's why you really start harvesting the value. It's also like a terrible top deck late game. But in constructed, however, this was played in modern and standard, many constructed format, and it's Commander All Star as well. So don't draft it, but own it because you wanna put it to your decks. And then we can have King Tree Warden. Yep. So this is so this is a one mana human warrior, 1/1 for two any generic color mana. You can regenerate it, and it has more for one green. Yeah, I mean this is a filler card largely. It contributes to board stars. You can put it as a 2/2 for 3 mana, which is not impressive. It's all around not an impressive card. But again, if you're lack of playables, like it's not completely shameful. Uh, Windstorm, so this is a reprint. It's excellent green, and it's a reprint from Arabian Nights nonetheless, and deals X damage to each creature with flying. So there you go. Archer's Parapet. So this is a 2 mana defender, so it's an 05 for 2, which is already not bad if you are a slower deck. And generally it wouldn't be exciting, but this one has one of the black tap, each opponent loses 1 life. So Archer's Parapet was responsible for finishing a lot of games in this format, because again, you have frequent board stalls, and people don't top deck their way to kind of trample through that board stall, and then you just drain your opponent every turn for one, and they can not do anything about it really. So yeah, in Absent deck, this deck is pretty okay. Feed the Clan, this used to be played in Modern and Standard as well. So it's a 2 mana instant, you gain 5, and then if you have Ferocious, so creature power 4 or greater, you gain 10 life instead. So these cards are unplayable in Limited. It's just the damage what you are taking is accumulating faster than life gain. In older formats like Modern against the Burn deck, this can get you like 3 extra turns of life sometimes when both of you are top decking, so that's the role of this card, but don't play it in limited. Head of the Wilds, it's 2 mana, human warrior, 2/2 with Death Touch, already good. And then whenever it attacks, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, it gets +1/+1 at the end of turn. Solid little true drop, you wanna draft it, highly if you see it and you are in the Timur colors, gets the buff, so yeah, nothing wrong here. Highland game. So this is not as good, but again, it's 2 mana filler, so it's 2 mana elk 2/1, and when this creature dies, you gain 2 life. So yeah, keeps you in the game. But again, if you're lacking 2 drops, you play it. If not, then you try to find a better one. Hooded Hydra. So this is a mythic Hydra. These tend to be good in limited. It's an X green snake Hydra, and it enters with X +1/+1 counters on it. And when dies, create X. So create 1/1 green snake creature token for each +1/+1 counter on it. And then for 5 mana, you can morph it up. And then when it turns up, put 5 +1/+1 counters on it. So yeah, so you play it as a 3 mana 2/2, you flip it up, and it's a 5 mana 5/5, and dies into 5 snake. Yeah, this card is incredibly good in limited. Like it scales with the game. It also buys you time with bridging you from mid game to late game. Yeah, lot to like here. Awesome card. Naturalize, it's 2 mana instant, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Obviously sideboard, if you see your opponent having an ascendancy at a couple of the enchantment, you bring it in. Otherwise, don't worry about this card. Rare Claw Mistake, so this is one of the better ones. It's a 2 mana human shaman. It's a 2/1, and it adds any of the Timur colors, so it's a mana dork, and you can flip it up for 2 generic mana, and when you do, you add Timur. So what's happening with this card that you play as a morph, you flip it up for 2 mana, you get 3 mana immediately, you tap it, you get an extra mana. So in that turn, you can basically ramp into 2 extra mana. So in like turn 4, you can cast with this like a 6 drop. Yeah, this is one of the better cards in the set. Savage Punch, this is also very, very good removal. This is kind of the first iteration of these type of cards, or one of the first one. So it's 2 mana sorcery, target creature you control, 5 target creature you don't control. So on this rate, it's worse than Prey Upon, but it has Ferocious, so if you control a bigger creature, it gets +2/+2, so it's probably gonna win that fight. And yeah, so this was, for a while even played in Pauper. It's a good card. Smoke Teller, so it's a 2 mana 2/2, and this is, I think, I kind of like this version. So this one has one and a blue. Look at target face down creature. Yeah, I like this one because this gives you a creature. It's not like the lance which cost you a card for this effect. No, no, this is a 2 mana 2/2 which you would normally maybe put into your aggressive Timur deck, and now you can see them more, so they don't you can surprise you with combat tricks and flipping them up. Yep, it's an okay card. Timur Charger. So this is a 2 mana horse. It's a 3/1 uncommon, and you can flip it up, reveal a green card in your hand. So that's part of this cycle. And when turns face up, target creature gains trample until end of turn. So I think this card is actually pretty good. Because a lot of games end in a situation when there's a board stall and like some of the players have like 2 or 3 morphs, they attack with their entire board, and now you need to kind of wild guess which morphs are, like blockable or not. Generally, you want to block the morphs because of cards like this, because sometimes like cards can flip up and then like give things trample out of nowhere, or like they flip a morph, flip this, and then like a 6/7 suddenly trampling. Yeah, like the block doesn't really help. And what I mean by if you have removal, on these situations, you may want to use it on the morph for some of them, or hold back for these shenanigans, like a smite the monsters and stuff like that. But yeah, this card is good in those surprise play scenarios. Trail of Mystery. So this is a rare. It's 2 mana enchantment. Whenever face down creature control enters, you may search library for a basic land card, reveal it, put into your hand, then shuffle. Whenever a permanent you control is turned face up, its creature it gets +2/+2 at the end of turn. Yeah, this card I think is fantastic in a morph heavy deck, because morph heavy deck tend to also splash morphs of different colors, and then these get you the lands to unflip them or play your off color cards. And the fact that it gets the buff, that's probably, if they blocked it, they're gonna win the combat. Like it's very hard to block morphs when this is on the battlefield. Alpine Grizzly, so it's a 3 mana bear, it's 4/2. Nothing to write home about except that this triggers ferocious. So it's not like, it's not nothing in this format. This card has importance because of that, and you don't mind drafting it. Awaken the bear, target creature gets +3/+3 and gains trample end of turn. Yeah, it's giant dogs plus trample. I mean that one is solid. Like this is again a way to win versus to win games. Like you attack with the 6/7 elephant, they block it with like a 1/1 goblin token, trample through take 8. So yeah, so these cards are having significant role here. Roar of Challenge. It's sorcery. All creatures able to block target creature this turn do so. That creature gains indestructible until end of turn if you have ferocious essentially. Yeah, this one is solid. Like this is another way to win games, because now with the board stall, you're gonna send in your 1/1 token or whatever, and then put this on that, and then all their blockers go there, and then they take like 20. So there you go, solid little card. Scout the borders. It's 2 and a green sorcery. Reveal the top 5 card of your library. You may put a creature or land card from amongst them into your hand. Put the rest into your graveyard. Yeah, I mean this is a Sultai, like cantrip. This is exactly what that color pair wants. Yeah, you get good cards, and you get a lot of cards in your graveyard. Tuskart Captain. So it's a 3 mana human warrior. It's 2/3, and then it has Outlast for 1, and each creature you control +1/+1 counter on it has trample. Yeah, that's another way to win the game. So that's one thing about this set, that the board stars are building, but generally every deck can top deck into something that solves it. So it's good because the board stars make it exciting, or like complex, but in a lot of cases you can't just sit around the board star because it's not gonna last forever. Dragon's Caboon, it's a 4 mana instant, and then you can put 2/+1/+1 counter on target creature. Um, yeah, Longshot Squad. Also, yeah, the Dragon's Caboon is good. It's good. It's an instant. Yeah, and it's a savage combat trick. Longshot Squad, so it's a 4 mana 3/3 dog archer. It has Outlast, and then Yeah, for two, and then each creature you control plus one counter on intense reach. Yeah, the Outlast team is pretty good. Like these abilities are not nothing; they are actually significantly helping you to win the game. This is no exception. This is a very playable card. If you Outlast it only once, then it's a 4/4 reach to 4 mana, and then you install two in it, like a little computer upgrade. But yeah, solid little card. Seek the Horizon, so it's a 4 mana sorcery. Search library for up to 3 basic land cards, reveal them, put in your hand, and shuffle. And it's another way to do like 5 color in the format. And yo, it's a 4 mana draw three. It's lands, but it slims out your deck, gets your colors. So if you are the guy with the biggest bombs across colors, then this gets you there from the mid late game to the super late game when you can deploy ridiculous cards every turn. So yeah, if you build around it correctly, it's good. Like a general 3 color deck, I wouldn't stress it. You just have better options to fix your mana cheaper, like the dual lands or the tri lands. But yeah, but in certain scenarios, this is not nothing. Sultai Flayer, so it's a 4 mana 3/4 Snake Shaman. Whenever a creature you control with toughness 4 or greater dies, you gain 4 life. Yeah, this makes you very hard to kill. So yeah, I think this card is pretty good. You play it, you enjoy it, and they're not gonna have much opportunity to kill you. Incremental growth. So this is a 5 mana sorcery. Put a +1/+1 target creature, two +1/+1 counters on another target creature, and three on another one. Yeah, this is incredible. This is how another way to win games. Like your 4/4 becomes a 7/7. Your other 4/4 becomes like a 6/6, and then there's a 5/5 which also becomes like a 6/6. Unbelievable card. Meandering Tower Shell. So it's a 5 mana turtle. It has Island Walk, which is pretty good. And then, if you've ever seen a slow card before, this is it. So this is a 5/9, ladies and gentlemen. So this can attack with impunity. It's very hard to tangle with. When it attacks, exile it. Return the battlefield under your control, tapped and attacking at the beginning of declare attack steps on your next turn. So it can attack twice in every second turn. It's very, very slow. It's a turtle, if you haven't recognized. But yeah, but otherwise, it's one of the coolest designs, and foils look absolutely gorgeous, if that matters. Pine Walker, 5 mana element of 5/5, or not bad. It morphs up for 5, and whenever it faces up, untap a creature, or whenever another creature you control turns face up, you untap it. So this is very good with combat tricks inside combat. You send in your 2/2 morph, the blocks happen, you flip up your morph, and then they also untap, so they kind of have pseudo vigilance. Yeah, solid card. Sagu Archer is a 5 mana 2/5 with reach, Snake Archer. Yeah, lot to like here. Hold up the board, and then lets you deploy the bigger threats. Become Immense, it's a very good combat trick, played in Legacy, played in Modern, played in Standard. So it's a 6 mana instant, target creature gets 6/6 on the end of turn, and it has Delve. So this is frequently going to be a 1 mana +6/+6. Again, another way to punch through both stars and win games. Hooting Mandrills, it's a 5 and a green ape. It's a 4/4 trampler, and it has Delve. This card was also very, very good in multiple formats, including Modern and Legacy, because it frequently becomes a 1 mana 4/4. See the Unwritten. So this is a mythic 6 mana sorcery. Reveal the top 8 cards of your library. You may put a creature card amongst them on the battlefield, put the rest into your graveyard, which is not impressive because you need at least a 6 drop to feel good about it. But if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, you may put 2 cards onto battlefield instead. Now we are talking. So top 8 getting 2 creatures, card advantage, they immediately go to the board. Probably going to be able to couple together more than 6 mana. Yeah, it's not like an AAA plus, but it's a good cost. So yeah, treat it accordingly. Tusk Colostodon, so it's a 6 mana beast, 6/5 vanilla. So if you need a brawler, this is your boy. Holy Loxodon, and this is your big brawler board. So this is our last card in the set. The elephant was legendary in this set. It's a 6/7 for 7 mana, but you can morph it up for 6. Because of the sheer size of it, this card matters. Like you can't just not block a morph anymore because this can flip up and kill you from like 6 life. So this is significantly altering how morph blocks work in the format. But yeah, so thanks for watching. These are all the green set review for you, and see you in the event. Can't wait to draft some Khans of Tarkir.